Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lawa Shakirat and I will be your tutor for today. In today's tutorial, you'll be learning how to make this office gown with a neat finishing. For this tutorial, you'll be needing 3 yards of crepe fabric. So let's get started. The first thing I'll be doing is to cut the half length of the dress. So the half length I'm working with is 17, then I added 1 inch to it. After that, I marked my back divided by 2 plus 0.5 inch. After that, I came down by 1 inch. After that, I am going to mark my armhole. To get your armhole, you divide your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. Now from that point, you are going to mark your bust divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance. After that, you are going to mark your waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance. I hope you get. So after that, you are going to connect it together. Then you connect your armhole together. I am using freehand here. If you have your pattern master, you can use that to connect it together. I hope you understand. So after that, I marked my neckline, so which is I used 4 inches by 4 inches for the neckline. So I am going to draw my curve now. So I'm going to use my freehand method to draw the curve. If you have your pattern master, you can do that. Now the next thing we are going to do is to connect the neckline to the shoulder, which is the 1 inch we came down with before. So after that, we are going to connect everything together, then you cut it out. So after I've cut it out here, so I used 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So this is my back. I will be cutting my back measurements now. So I just came up by like 1.5 inch for the back part. I don't want it to be too down, so that is the main reason I reduced it for the back part. So I just connected everything together. What I have marked in the front, I'm just going to cut it out. The difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance. I hope you get. As you can see that the side is the same except the zipper allowance. So that is the main reason it is different. So you are just going to cut to the shoulder and to the armhole. I hope you get. So I just slit the zipper allowance like this, since there is going to be zipper there. So that is the main reason for slitting the zipper allowance. Then I cut out my armhole that I have cut out in the front. So this is what it is going to give us after we are done with doing that. You might find it difficult knowing the front and the face fabric, so that is the main reason I am marking this, so that it won't be an issue to me. Also for the back, I came up by 2 inches. So after that, I marked 1 inch for the zipper allowance, and I'm going to connect it straight to my waist divided by 4 measurements. I hope you get. Just look at what I'm doing, then I'm going to cut it out. So by cutting this out, you are eliminating your darts. It is not going to bulge at the back. If you don't do this, it is going to bulge at the back. So the next thing I did now was to cut out my sleeve. So you can see that I marked it, like I folded it in like 4 places. You can see the length is 12 inches, so I added 2 inches to it. Now let us mark the curve for the sleeve. So I came down by 5 inches. After that, I'm going to mark my armhole. My armhole is 9 inches. I'm going to mark that. Then I am going to add extra 2.5 inches sewing allowance to it. So for the down part, I'm going to measure the round sleeve divided by 2. So I've marked that. So after marking it, I'm going to add allowance to it. So I'm going to connect it this way. After connecting it, and I've seen that it has given me what I want, I am going to go ahead to cut it out. So now I have cut it out, and this is what it looks like. You can see that it is 2. So the next thing we are going to do now is to cut the skirt part, which is the down part of the gown. So you are going to measure your hip measurement. Here I have 44 for the hip measurement. Then I am going to add extra 18 inches to it. So that is going to serve as your sewing allowance and your zipper allowance. I hope you get. And also you are going to fold it this way into 4. You can see I left zipper allowance outside. Can you see what I do? So I'm going to cut it out now, and we are going to draft the skirt part. Now that I have cut it out, this is what it gives me. So to get the length of your skirt, you are going to place your half length to it, then the remaining length of your gown, add 2 inches to it. Now I am marking my waist divided by 4 plus extra allowance. So from there, I'm going to mark my hip divided by 4 plus extra 2 or 2.5 inches allowance. Now the design we are working with is a straight gown, so I won't be reducing anything since it is a straight gown. So I just marked what I marked on the hip line till I get to the down part. You can see that it is straight, then you connect it to the waist. So I am going to cut that part out now so that we are going to continue with the remaining process. You can see what I have done here. So I just cut it straight. It is not pencil. If it is pencil, you are just going to like measure it in another way so that it is going to give you a pencil shape. So this is what it looks like after we are done with the cutting, and you can see our zipper allowance. That is the difference between the front and the back. Now this is what we are going to do for the pleats. You can see I folded it into 4. When it was folded into 4, I have 15 inches. So 15 times 4, that gives us like 60 inches. You can see how long it is. So this is what we are going to use for our pleats. And also for the length of the design, I think like 15 inches if I'm not mistaken here. Now the next thing we are going to do now is to cut facing for the neckline. You can see what I folded. Now let's cut the front part first before going ahead to cut the back part. So this is my front part and it is on fold. You can see what I have done here. So I make sure that the length of the shoulder is the same thing as the length that it is going to be more than. You can see what I have done. This is very simple. You can just trace the neckline like this. After tracing the neckline, you are going to trace the shoulder also. So after tracing the shoulder, you are going to mark the point where the armhole stop on the shoulder. You can see I have like 4 inches here, so I am going to mark my 4 inches round. You can see I marked 4 inches for 4 inches round, so I am going to cut it out. So that will serve as the facing for the front. I want it to be neat. I don't want to use bias, because if I use bias, the sewing will be showing on the neckline and I don't want to do that. Also, don't forget to mark the wrong part. It is very important. You can see what we have now. You are just going to sew it and you use it on it, so the wrong side of the fabric. Now let us go to the back part. You are just going to do the same thing as you have done in the front. You can see, so I just placed my back on my fabric like this. You can see I just make sure that I have my 4 inches. You can see I have 4 inches, and I'm going to mark the shoulder part also. I mean the armhole part. I'm going to mark it out. Then I cut the round neck part out. You can see I'm just going to cut the round neck part like this. Then I'm going to mark my armhole. You can see, so I'm just going to like continue marking the 4 inches till I get to the last part. Then I am going to cut it out because I want to have a round shape. Also, I'm going to divide the center because this is the back, not the front. And also I marked the wrong part. It is very important so that you won't make mistake while joining it. So this is the back part. I have joined both the half length and the skirt together. You can see what it gives us. So I make sure that the front part is matching each other. So after sewing it, this is what it gives me. So now the first thing we are going to do now is to go and sew our zipper to the zipper parts of the skirts. So now I have joined the front part. You can see I just joined both the front and the back. So if you want it to be equal, just make sure that you notch both center of both the upper part, which is the half length, and the down part, which looks like the skirts. So this is what you are going to do. You can see that I have sewn the pleat side. Now for the sleeve, so I have gone ahead to sew the sleeve also. See, so I just marked my 1.5 inches. So I folded half inch, then I folded 1 inch. So that is how I did that. So also for the down part, you are going to go ahead to fold half inch. You can see this was the same thing I did on the sleeve. So I folded half inch, then I folded another 1 inch, making 1.5. Remember that the remaining half inch we use it to join the shoulder. I hope you understand. So we are going to sew both the back and also the front. You are going to do the same thing. Just fold your 0.5 inch like this. You can see I'm going to show you now. You can see that I have 0.5 inch. Then you fold another 1 inch again. You can see, then you are going to sew it straight. Now this is what we are going to do. This is what it gives us after we sew it. So the next thing we are going to do now is to mark the shape, because it is not straight, it is slant. So I marked 4 inches there, so I'm going to connect it to the end of the 60 inches. I just marked 4 inches down, so this is not going to convenient now, so I brought it down. You can see the shape now. You can see how I cut it. You can see that it is slant. So this is how you are going to cut it if you want the shape to be slant. Now let's go ahead to pleat it on the front part of the skirt. You can see I marked 4 inches. So for this side I marked 15 inches. You can see, so that 15 inches I'm going to come in by my sewing allowance, which is 2.5. So that 15 inches I'm going to come in by 2.5. That 4 inches I'm going to come in by 2.5, because I don't want my pleat to enter the design. I hope you get it. It's going to be too bulky if I do that. Now you can see how I placed it. I make sure that the right face is facing each other. So after marking and sewing 2.5 inches, which is the sewing allowance, then I'm going to go ahead to pleat it. Let's do it again. So I'm going to make sure that the right face is facing each other. You can see that I have sewn the down part. I'm going to sew straight till I get to the 2.5. After that I'm going to go ahead to pleat. Then when I get to the other end, which is the 2.5, I'm going to sew it. I hope you understand. So this is what you are going to get if you pleat it very well. You can see that I went in by the 2.5, which is the sewing allowance, before going ahead to pleat it. So this is what it is going to give us after pleating it. You can see that place is straight, it is not pleated. Also the other side also, it is straight, it is not pleated. It is going to go inside, because if you pleat it, there's no essence of pleating that side. Now let us go to the back part. So I am going to mark from the half length. I'm going to mark 9 inches. That is where my zip is going to stop. Also from the down part I am going to come up by 7 inches. That is where my slit is going to stop. I hope you get. So this is my zip. So I'm going to fix it now on the back part. You can see how it looks like. So the front side will be facing the front side. Also make sure that your joining parts are aligning. Now this is what it looks like after sewing the zipper. You can see that the joining part is aligning, it is matching each other. Now let us make sure that the upper part, which is the neckline, is neat. So we are going to sew the neck part, also the zipper part, so that it is going to be neat. Also for the front part, you are going to sew it round. Remember I showed you how to do that. So this is the front, we've sewn it, and you are going to make sure that you turn it to the wrong part. Also the down part, you are going to fix your hemming gum to it. Now this is the back. You can see that it is very neat. So that the facing is going to be stable, make sure you add hemming gum, your hemming gum to it, so that it is going to be stable. It is not going to be moving from one place to another. I hope you get. So after that, you are going to make sure that you join the shoulder together. So this is our lining and our facing rather, and the fabric. You can see how I did it. So you're just going to sew it for both sides. I hope you get. So after sewing it, you are going to mark your bust divided by 4, your waist divided by 4, your hip divided by 4, till you get to the length of the gown. I hope you understand. So after doing that, you are going to do the same thing also to the other part. Remember, we are doing for the first side, you are doing for the second side. So after doing that, this is what you are going to get. Also make sure that the joining parts, they are matching each other. Also for the down parts, I'm going to fix hemming gum to the slit part, so that it is going to be neat. Now let us reshape our armhole. I just marked the armhole like this, because you know we've joined, so it is going to be short. So I just remarked it and I reshaped it. Then I'm going to cut it out, so that I'm going to fix my sleeve to it. I hope you get. So this is how you are going to reshape your armhole. So I'm going to reshape the armhole for the second part also. So after fixing your sleeve, you can now go ahead to fix your hemming gum on the inner, I mean the facing of your fabric. Sewing of your sleeve to the gown is the easiest. So you just sew it that way, you're around the armhole, then you measure your sleeve divided by 2, then you sew it to the bust part. So this is what it is going to give you after you are done with the sewing. If you love this tutorial, don't forget to share, like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be seeing you in the next video.